Welcome to your reading, loves. I am Laurel, Elder of the Silver Swords. So very nice to have you here. The story begins. In the velvet-drenched halls of the High Court, your relationship was the envy of the kingdom. A perfect Hierophant union built on protocol, shared history, and the heavy expectations of forever. You played the role of the devoted partner, but beneath the surface, the air turned cold. You began to notice the Seven of Swords in the way your lover looked at their reflection more than your eyes. There were whispers of letters hidden in silk linings and half-truths told with a smile. You realized that the sacred bond you were protecting was being treated as a strategic game of chess by the one you trusted most. The tension broke in a spectacular public fallout. In the gardens, the Five of Wands erupted. Friends took sides, accusations flew like arrows, and the drama threatened to consume your dignity. But then, you did the one thing no one expected. You went silent. You reversed that Five of Wands by refusing to scream back. You walked away from the shouting match with such chilling, quiet grace that the court was stunned into a different kind of awe. Your defeat in the argument became your Six of Wands, a victory of character. By the time the sun set, the kingdom wasn't talking about the scandal. They were talking about your untouchable composure. Exhausted by the betrayal, you retreated to a villa by the sea, entering the tomb-like stillness of the Four of Swords. You let the world believe your heart was shattered. You let your ex-lover believe they had won the silence. But in that solitude, the morning turned into a slow, rhythmic heat. Deep in your core, the King of Wands was rising, not as a jilted lover, but as a sovereign individual. You weren't healing just to get over it. You were burning away the parts of yourself that ever felt the need to beg for a place at someone else's table. You were falling in love with your own power. Now you stand on the balcony with the Two of Wands, looking out at a new horizon, a new life, or perhaps a new, more authentic love beckons from across the water. But the Six of Pentacles creates the final ache. Your ex-lover has returned, not with fire, but with a beggar's hand, offering apologies and fairness, trying to balance the scales they once tipped. They are offering you a comfortable, measured support if you stay. Your dilemma is the ultimate test of the soul. Do you stay and accept the fair distribution of a love that is now too small for you? Or do you take the globe in your hand and sail toward a passion that requires no scales? The story ends not with a wedding or a funeral, but with a choice. The king doesn't need a partner to be powerful, but he does need the sea to be free. The moral of this love story is that dignity is the only closure you actually need. When a relationship built on traditional appearances, the Hierophant, is revealed to be hollowed out by secrets and small betrayals, Seven of Swords, the most powerful response isn't a louder argument, it is a higher standard. The moral of the Five of Wands reversed is that you win the breakup the moment you stop competing for the last word. By withdrawing your energy from the drama, you reclaim your power. The Six of Wands shows that when you walk away with your head held high, the world doesn't see a victim, It sees someone who is far too valuable to be treated poorly. Healing is an internal revolution. The Four of Swords and King of Wands teach us that heartbreak is actually a cocoon phase. The moral is that your time alone isn't just about getting over someone, it's about becoming someone new. You didn't just survive a betrayal. You used the silence to ignite a self-love so fierce that you no longer recognize the person who was willing to settle for less. Don't mistake debt for devotion. The final moral, found in the Two of Wands and Six of Pentacles, is the most mature of all. Beware the fairness of a person who only offers balance after they've lost you. When an ex-partner returns offering equality or support, it is often an attempt to keep you in their orbit rather than a sign of true change. Your dilemma is realizing that you have outgrown a relationship based on give and take, Six of Pentacles. You are now ready for a relationship based on shared horizons, Two of Wands. True love doesn't require you to cut yourself down to fit into someone else's box. If you have to play a game to keep the peace, you've already lost. The king doesn't stay in a crumbling palace just because the rent is paid. The king sails for the land where they can finally breathe. Are you choosing to stay because of what you owe, or are you ready to leave because of who you've become? When you look back at the love that once felt like your entire world, remember that dignity was the only closure you truly needed. Do not regret the silence you chose. It was not a sign of weakness, but the ultimate act of self-preservation. Trust your internal revolution. The time you spent in the quiet was not empty. It was the forge where you transformed from someone who sought permission into someone who grants it. You didn't just get over a heartbreak. You became a person who no longer recognizes the need to settle. Discern debt from devotion. Never mistake someone's attempt to balance the scales for true love. If they only offer fairness after they have lost you, they are paying a debt, not offering a future. You deserve a love that starts with a shared horizon, not one that tries to fix a broken past. Protect your standards. Your worth is not a negotiable currency. Continue to walk away from any table where respect is not served. The peace you have found is your most valuable asset. Guard it fiercely. You are no longer defined by the number of your heartbreaks, but by the bravery it took to stay alive and the strength it took to walk away.